Today's date is the 16th of September 2021 and my name is Patrick Mulcahy. Today I'm going to give you my understanding of the esoteric nature of astrology. I'm going to begin by looking at the zodiac, particularly the tropical zodiac that is an extension of the Earth. The tropical zodiac, which you can see on your screen in front of you, is part of a sphere of energy that surrounds the Earth. It is directly attached to the Earth. It is the aura of the Earth, or part of it. The zodiac, or the tropical zodiac, is represented by a band that goes around the center of the sphere, and it symbolizes the collective consciousness of humanity at a higher level. So all the souls of humanity occupy the tropical zodiac, whether or not they are incarnated on planet Earth or not. Also within the tropical zodiac and the aura that surrounds the Earth are angels, a hierarchy of angels that I'll call solar angels because they are connected to the sun, or the solar logos, whose body of manifestation is our solar system. The solar angels are an aspect of its consciousness, the consciousness of the solar logos. And they have congregated around planet Earth, and they are located on those higher dimensions within this sphere of the tropical zodiac, and they are involved in a creative evolutionary process that is occurring on planet Earth. Planet Earth can be understood as being one of the energy centers within the body of the solar logos. A major one or a minor one. People usually associate the Earth with a minor energy center or minor chakra. So these solar angels are basically in charge of this creative evolutionary process that is occurring on Earth under the guidance of the solar logos, whose energy center is the Earth, or one of them, one of the energy centers. So humanity are evolving as well. Humanity is part of this creative evolutionary process. Humanity represents the physical embodiment of a solar angel. So some solar angels attach themselves to, let's say an evolving consciousness that we can call a human being, and are connected to and are very strongly involved in the incarnation and reincarnation process of every human being on planet Earth. So we all have a solar angel connected to us, who is our guide, who is overseeing our own personal evolution. And is training us to become independent from the solar angel. As I mentioned, the solar angel is merely a guide that human beings are all under the mentorship of in the beginning, right through, as we evolve until we reach a certain point, and then we are able to function independently of our solar angel as independent centers of consciousness who are also participating within the evolutionary process that's occurring within the solar logos. We also have choices as well on how we want to be involved in the creative evolutionary process after we let go of our solar angel and become independent spiritual beings. We can choose to leave the solar system as well and work in other systems. So, surrounding the Earth, getting back to this zodiac, this tropical zodiac, where we all are located at that higher level of consciousness. Those of us who have chosen to incarnate and reincarnate have been projected down onto the surface of the planet, and in that process we have been given various aspects of consciousness, various different faculties of consciousness that make up our being and our expression in these lower levels of manifestation, that is, on the earth plane. Those various functions of consciousness are represented by the planets that are orbiting around the sun in our solar system. Those faculties of consciousness are granted by those planets, or the logoi who embody those planets. So if you look at this diagram and you see the circle of the tropical zodiac, the location of the Earth is in the center. So the center of the Earth is located here at the center, and this is a picture of the energy of the Earth and the tropical zodiac before incarnation. So just prior to the incarnation of a human being, this is how it looks. So we'll have a look now at what it looks like after incarnation. So we're projected down onto the planet and things take a different form. We still have the tropical zodiac, as you can see, around the outside of this wheel, and we always are influenced by that sphere, because, as I mentioned, our solar angels are all connected to it, and we have a link to those solar angels, and they are guiding us as best they can through the process of awakening to the creative process after going through the required evolution, and then consciously participating in the creative process. So once we step foot on planet Earth through the process of incarnation, in other words, as soon as we are born from our mother, into and become a separate being from our mother, we have this new circle form, which is called the circle of houses. There are 12 of them, just as there are 12 signs of the zodiac. These 12 houses are based on our location and the time of our birth. So where we first step foot on Earth, and at the precise time that we step foot on Earth, that is when the 12 houses immediately form and are locked in. So they're locked in, they're a permanent fixture within our consciousness, and they provide us with the realm within which we are involved in this evolution, this evolutionary and creative process on the earth. As we come into incarnation, as we move towards physical incarnation on planet Earth, we pass by the moon, metaphorically speaking, and possibly even literally. And then we come into contact with what are called, well, it's another hierarchy of angels, but this time they're called lunar angels. The lunar angels are closer to the physical earth. They exist in the first few dimensions that are above the actual material plane. And some of them are immediately, adjacent to the physical plane on the etheric plane. So the houses, the 12 houses, represent our relationship with the lunar angels. The lunar angels gather about us as we come into incarnation. They are responsible for building our physical body, and also they are responsible for the nature of our other experiences on planet Earth, on the physical plane as well. The angels that we attract and that fulfill that function in our lives are drawn to us because of our own vibration. So we all have a particular vibration that resonates on all the different planes, and we therefore attract the lunar angels that are best suited to provide us with the experience that we need on the physical plane. And they can be said to inhabit all these 12 houses of the natal chart. The Earth is still at the centre here in this chart. And the solar angels inhabit the 12 signs of the zodiac, which are around the outside. So there's an interface that exists between the 12 houses of the natal chart and the 12 signs of the tropical zodiac. That is the interface between a human being on the earth, incarnated, and his or her surrounding lunar angels, groups of lunar angels, the interface between those and the higher ranking angels of the solar angels and the solar hierarchy. They all work together in perfect harmony and cooperation. The planets, the planetary symbols that you see occupying the 12 signs of the zodiac and also the 12 houses, represent links to the solar logos and the ongoing evolution of the solar logos in respect to its energy system and the energy centers within its energy system. In other words, the orbiting planets, the planets that orbit around our sun, represent the various faculties of consciousness of the solar logos, whose body of manifestation is our solar system. And just like we are going through an evolution in regard to our own energy centers and faculties of consciousness, so is the solar logos. And we are contributing to its evolution in very little ways, but combined as a collective, we have more influence. collective humanity. So when we are born on the planet, on planet Earth, incarnated, we draw down a particular expression from each of the planets that are orbiting the sun, and each of those little expressions represent a little manifestation of the energy centers, the solar logos's energy centers that we are embodying and that we are contributing to the evolution of. So you can see how every human being is composed of different fundamental systems. We have the circle of houses, the 12 houses, providing us with our physical bodies and our experience of life on planet Earth from our own unique perspective, seeing it through the veils of the lunar angels as they are adjusting, organising the world around us in a way that represents or is able to facilitate our evolution. And we also have the solar angels. So we all have a solar angel that is helping us, guiding us. The solar angel is attached to the tropical zodiac, the 12 signs of the tropical zodiac, or the sphere, the energy sphere, the aura of the Earth Logos in its higher levels is where these solar angels are located. And we are also connected to the solar Logos, not only through the solar angel, who is our holy guardian angel, in inverted commas, or higher self, but we're also connected to all the other energy centers of the solar Logos, as represented by the various planets that are orbiting our sun. And we embody, each of us, a fragment of the consciousness, or of the faculty that each of those planets represent within the consciousness of the solar Logos. And that small aspect, which is represented by these planets, is evolving within us because they represent functions, faculties and aspects of our own consciousness as individual human beings. But we are enabling the evolution of the solar Logos at the same time as we are evolving, by developing these little fragments of those larger energy centers within us. And I should re-emphasize the fact that planet Earth is right at the center of this circle, this diagram, and the individual whose chart this is, the human being whose chart this is symbolically speaking standing on top of the little symbol of Earth at the center, although there's no symbol there. If we imagine a little circle that represents the Earth, well, the human being whose chart this is standing on top of that sphere of planet Earth. And he or she is looking through these windows that are the 12 houses of the natal chart. And that represents the individual's experience of the world around him or her. And that, as I mentioned, depends on the lunar angels that have been drawn magnetically to the individual based on their current stage of evolution of consciousness. And those lunar angels provide all the experiences that the individual needs on the planet while they are incarnated. So these 12 houses represent 12 different departments of human experience. And when we leave the earth, when we die, the houses disappear. So the lunar angels are dispelled and return to their hierarchies. And we, as human souls, return back to the 12 signs of the tropical zodiac. We don't inhabit one sign in particular. We just generally inhabit the sphere that represents the collective consciousness of humanity and the solar angels. So we represent that sphere that surrounds the earth on those higher levels of consciousness. And it's only when we choose to reincarnate on planet Earth that we step through one of these doorways that is represented by the 12 signs of the tropical zodiac, and we take on that energy for the duration of that incarnation. So that brings me to the end. I hope you have enjoyed this little presentation, and I wish you all the best for the future.